You cling so tightly to control, hands clenched, jaw tense, mind racing. It's as if control is the thread holding everything together. You believe, if I don't weave the fabric, it will unravel. If I don't pull the strings, the puppet will collapse. If I let go, who will steer the ship? Who will guide the outcome? You see control as your anchor, your compass, your shield against chaos. But what if I told you something different? What if I offered you something even greater than control? Liberation. You've lived within the illusion of control for so long, it feels real. You plan, you calculate, you overthink, convinced that mastery of every detail will secure your safety, your freedom, your success. But can holding so tightly truly lead to freedom? Think of your own life. The more you try to control everything, the more uncertain it feels. The tighter you grip, the further peace seems to slip away. There's a tension there, isn't there? A never-ending tug of war between your desire to let go and your fear of what might happen if you do. Pause. Close your eyes. Take a full breath, deeper than the last one. Feel the textures of your inner world, the tightness, the chaos, the endless striving. There's a storm there, isn't there? A swirling tempest of thoughts. What if I fail? What if I lose control? What if I'm not enough? These thoughts rise like thunderclouds, crashing against the edges of your mind. But remember this, you are the sky, endless, unchanging, watching. The sky never fights the storm. It simply holds it, allowing it to pass. Consider this. Control doesn't keep the storms away. It builds their pressure. When you grip tightly to the reins, you are not calming the horse. You are strangling the freedom meant to guide it forward. Life is not meant to be controlled. It is meant to be trusted. But trust, that feels like falling, doesn't it? The mind whispers, if I let go, everything will collapse. But is this true, or simply fear's shadow? Imagine a river flowing freely, effortlessly. Its current carves paths through stone, carries life to its shores, and joins the oceans without hesitation. It doesn't plan, it doesn't resist. Now imagine a dam. Erected in fear, constructing walls where movement once thrived. The water builds pressure, roaring inside, as its natural course is interrupted. This is control. Your mind builds dams against life's current, holding back what was always meant to flow. This resistance creates chaos, and yet, no matter how sturdy the dam, the river always finds its way. Stop. Breathe. Ask yourself, what parts of your life are struggling against the dam you've built? What emotions? What relationships? What dreams? What inner truths have you held back, contained, suppressed? The mind says, if I don't hold everything together, it will all fall apart. But what if this is the greatest illusion of all? What if surrender isn't falling, but flowing? Let go of the idea that surrender is weakness. Surrender is not submitting to chaos. It is joining the rhythm of existence. It is participating in the dance of creation and destruction, light and shadow, expansion and contraction. Control locks these cycles away, but surrender lets them move effortlessly. Life doesn't need your interference. It has always carried itself. Sit still for a moment. Feel your breath. That soft rise and fall. Did you create it? Or does it simply happen? Expand your awareness. Feel your heartbeat. Did you command its movement? Or does it pulse without your involvement? Look to the earth. The tides move. Seasons shift. Seeds bloom, all without your grasp on the reins of control. Life moves perfectly, magnificently, without you steering every moment. So I ask, why do you resist? Why do you believe your grasp is necessary? Look within the quiet of your own being, and you will find the answer. A fear of the unknown. A fear of surrendering what the ego believes it must manage. But this fear, like every storm, is temporary. The skies of your true self remain vast, untouched. Think of your emotions. You hold them tightly, don't you? Anger, heartbreak, anxiety, joy. You try to control them, shape them, resist them. But emotions are not walls to constrain. They are waves meant to crash and move freely. The ocean of your soul is infinite, and waves cannot destroy it. They rise, they fall, they dissolve. Surrender is trusting these movements instead of fearing them. Open yourself not to resisting the storm, but to experiencing it in its fullness. Only then can it pass. Control attempts to change the future, but have you noticed? It only creates anxiety about what might happen next. Surrender releases the focus on outcomes, returning you to the grace of the present moment. The present, where life is actually unfolding, where peace is always accessible, is the only place you will find freedom. Consider this image. You're floating in a vast ocean. The waves rise around you and you panic. You flail, splash, fight the water, desperate to stay afloat. But the more you struggle, the more you sink. Stop moving for a moment. Feel the water, trust it. Let it carry you. The ocean is buoyant, infinitely supportive. It was never trying to drown you. It has always been holding you. If only you would release the struggle. Now think of your thoughts, those endless mental stories. They weave illusions about control, convincing you that mastery over every possibility will bring clarity. But clarity doesn't come from control. Clarity comes from awareness. Awareness detached from judgment, detached from outcome. Open awareness, the kind you feel not through your mind, but through your being. Let yourself shift into this awareness now. Pause. Notice the rhythm of your inner experience. What do you feel? What do you hold? What would happen if you let it go? The mind may resist this practice, insisting it needs to cling to control for survival. But survival is not flourishing. Holding on is not thriving. True flourishing comes from allowing movement, transformation, growth. Let yourself release the reins. Let yourself trust. Life was never meant to be caged. Control tries to build walls around the infinite, but infinity cannot be contained. It was never supposed to be, and neither were you. You are limitless. You are not small. You are vast, unmeasurable, incredibly free when you let go of the illusion that binds you. This moment, this very breath, is sacred. In surrender, it reveals its depth. In resistance, it remains hidden. Be still within this moment. Take another breath, not one you grasp, but one you allow. Feel the expansion in your chest, the rhythm of life itself moving within you, asking only for your trust in its flow. Open yourself now to this truth. Surrender is letting go, but it is also opening. Opening to possibilities, opening to connections, opening to life's way, the way that has always been yours to follow, yet required no compulsion to create. Where control clings, surrender expands. Where control grasps at limits, surrender finds the infinite. Imagine your life as a song. Control tries to dictate its melody, its tempo, its harmony, but surrender lets it sing freely, finding notes you could have never planned, weaving beauty beyond what control could ever craft. Life is not meant to be commanded. It is meant to be experienced fully, deeply, with trust. Another image to consider? A clenched fist. This is control, tension, pressure, defense. Now open your hand. Feel the softness in its release, the natural expansion of letting go. This is surrender. It requires no conquest. It is freedom itself. The mind whispers fear. What if I fall? But surrender responds quietly. Fall, and you will fly. Because falling isn't failure. It's faith. Faith that life's wisdom exceeds what the mind can understand. Faith that the current will carry you. Faith that you are not separate from the flow. You are part of it. Always have been. Take this moment to reflect. Where in your life have you resisted? Where have you built walls instead of trusting the river? Let these questions sit with you, not to solve them, but to observe them. You will find that the answers arrive not through control, but through quiet allowing. You may begin to see now. Surrender is not weakness. It is strength of the deepest kind. Strength to trust. Strength to be vulnerable. Strength to let go of illusions and embrace truth. The truth that you are whole. The storms of your mind cannot change the sky of your being. The waves of emotion cannot destroy the ocean of your soul. Let go of control, not as defeat, but as liberation. Hold on to nothing, and you will find everything. Obsess over nothing, and life will reveal its rhythm. Release the illusion, and you will finally see reality. The endless beauty unfolding around you, within you. This is the gift of surrender. Take one final breath. Let it rise gently, effortlessly. Life moves in this breath. Life carries you in this breath. Trust it. Trust yourself. Trust everything you already are. And remember, surrender is not the end. It is the beginning.